All right. We're here with Arwen, Mortal Queen. 3 mana 2/2. Comes with an indestructible counter, which is completely insane. 3 mana indestructible creature. That's a lot. Some Knight Exemplar type stuff, right? You can remove the indestructible counter, and you can put it, or no, excuse me, you lose it completely, but you put a lifelink counter and a 1/1 counter on a different creature, and replace the indestructible counter on this with a 1/1 counter and a lifelink counter. So you kind of remove indestructible and then give two things slightly more size and lifelink, which is pretty cool. How we abuse that is you really want to proliferate, or I'm trying to proliferate the indestructible counters with all the proliferate cards worth running. There are not many, but there are, there's a fair amount. And then from there, you can just, move one here, move one over there, and then suddenly everything has lifelink and everything's a little bit bigger. And Arwen is never really in danger of dying because it's always going to probably have at least one indestructible counter. So the other side of things is just 1/1 counters, not just indestructible counters. So I'm running kind of anything that cares about those to a degree, right? Like a Johnny. The Ajani that I really love to ultimate just because I love the cats. But stuff like that, right? I'm running Tooth and Nail. You don't really have to do this. You could probably shave half of this top end, actually. But I want to run Tooth and Nail and maybe scam somebody with Avacyn. Like, I don't know, maybe it'll happen with Avacyn and Vorinclex or something like that, right? Tooth and Nail is also somewhat decent just because Vorinclex exists. This card is... It basically doubles your entire strategy until it's dead, right? And it could be hard to kill it if Arwen's sitting there giving it a turn of indestructible or spamming it if you have a bunch of that stacked up. So that's pretty cool. We're running weird cards like this. I think I've played this before. It's kind of just solid. I don't know. There's an argument that maybe it could just be Solemn Simulacrum and the land is more important. But it's on theme. It's decent enough, right? You can proliferate 1/1 counters here. Not 1/1 counters. Whatever they're called, kind of counters on this thing. And that's kind of cool. It starts to kill you faster, but you draw exponentially faster, so it's probably just fine, right? So I'm running Captain Sisay and, where are you? War of the Alliance. And if I want to play a naturalize game with more ways to find a naturalize, I don't know the name of the card. Oh no, I thought it was Lauren. It's the 2/1 for 3 mana that destroys an enchantment or an artifact. And so it's Loran. Oh, excuse me. Ooh. You could run this, but I don't know how many times I'm going to find myself really wanting to tutor or naturalize. It does sort of draw cards after the fact. Your opponent draws cards too, but that's, it's usually beneficial for you. Otherwise, you just wouldn't really tap it. But mostly just a tutorable naturalize could be relevant, but I'm kind of wishy-washy on that. So right now it's not in here. There's a lot of 1 and 2 mana creatures, so I do like Recommission here. It also has a 1/1 counter on it. It's kind of neat, right? Why not? And that's about it. I know there's no Arcane Signet. Scary. But we have even better things in the form of Avacyn's Pilgrim, because we're green and white. So we're doing that. And I guess I'll close out by saying board wipes do somewhat work, because this is indestructible and it can stack that up and then move it around a little bit and then blow up your opponent's stuff while not blowing up all of your stuff, which seems extremely powerful. Usually this kind of strategy would never like a sweeper, but I'm going to run a couple because there's times where it might not be a bad idea. There's Begin Anew, which I could run instead of one of these, but the color is green, green, white, white, and sometimes I might just have 3 whites and 1 green or something like that. And Begin Anew's life gain ability or tacked on thing is not that amazing, so I'm just not super into that. But it would just be the next one I'd throw in here. So let's see how we do. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's roll. But then in reality, it wasn't. You can proliferate the counters on this, which is why I'm running it. But, I mean, take that for what you will. Alright. So they just haste for days kind of deck, and we really just want to get to Arwen, and maybe Arwen can just sit and play for a long time, and I'm not upset about anything, because it could probably block a lot here. Alright, well, they just make the counter, right? No, they don't make the counter. Really? With the looming threat of Arwen, I feel like I would put a counter on this, but I guess not. Well, I'm not really doing anything else. Really weak opener for me. It's gonna happen, though. Arwen in play is pretty useful. Red-green, mid-rangey stuff could maybe struggle with dealing with this. Actually, could struggle pretty severely. Honestly, a Planeswalker kind of makes me want to... the threat of a Planeswalker makes me want to cast Shalai. Of course, they have a flying attacker now. Can't stop him from drawing, can I? No, sir. Alright, so white. This would be a nice spot for a sweeper, actually. It's a good example of that being pretty relevant. Alright. My face has hexproof. That's kind of cool, maybe. If they have, like, a lightning bolt. I mean, it would go into the Shalai anyways. Trample haste. Alright, my opponent found yet another way to just push right past me to, again, draw more cards. Of course. I guess I double block like that. Shalai's activated ability isn't great, and this stops him from drawing a card, which seems, I mean, extremely relevant, so... we can pick it up and then proliferate and then move counters around on my stuff. That could be pretty nice. It is kind of slow, but that's fine. Do I play this now? This blocks the 1/1, but I mean, I'm not really going to worry about that. I could have played this first, but then I wouldn't be able to play this. 1, 2, 3, tap. That probably still made sense, actually. Yeah, okay, I missequenced. I should have played this, and then this. Proliferate. I wouldn't have this 1/1 in play, but that would probably be fine, and not really a big deal. Well, I guess it died anyways. Okay, so Shalai again, and now I have a counter to move. Pretty annoying. It's a pretty annoying thing to get around, for sure. What is that? Ruby Daring Tracker, okay. Opponent finds some hasty-wasty things. This is a Menadork, or they struggle to pass. Alright, they figure out how to pass. That's nice. This is pretty decent. It's another, like, kind of sort of blocker, maybe, kind of. It's never really gonna swing, though. I think I'd prefer to just play this and leave up my mana for another activation here, if that ends up mattering. I could just get Captain Sisay and then, like, worry about that later. And I don't have an attack, really, not in my opinion. Opponent is, like, really struggling here. 4 damage if it would die. Okay, so it just takes 4. They have to do something again to it, which isn't enough because Arwen can just save it, and I guess I'll do that. This is another turn where they can't swing, but this was a sorcery, so they had to do it on their own turn. My opponent paused for 2 whole turns, and then, like, cast 2 burn spells, and it wasn't enough, and then lost. Alright, nice. That's funny. Hand is not looking too good, but this druid is great. It's funny, the common in my hand is better than, like, the rest of it. It's really funny. I mean, this is alright, but that's just really funny. The best card in my hand is, not even Pauper playable. Not even Pauper playable, dude. Alright, so counterspells are pretty tragic, not gonna lie. Pretty tragic. But it is what it is. They could have, like, bounce spells as well. Alright, so it doesn't look like any of that's going to be a thing. Okay. So I just play this. I have no attack, right? Yeah. They can swing and then, like, make one of my things not be able to block, but that's obviously not enough to cause a problem for me. Oh, right, it's your own creatures. Right. For some reason, I think it targets you. That's right. Never mind. Alright, so they didn't have a ninja. Although, to be fair, there's not that many ninjas in the game. That makes me think it's some kind of combo deck. I really want to proliferate after this is in play, but we don't have such luxury, so... I mean, they're both just going to proliferate, so it doesn't really matter what order I play them in. How much mana does it cost to... Okay, so I can't do that. At least they can't block. Okay, they blocked. Maybe they don't know how this works? I assume they just didn't know how that worked. Yep, alright. Obviously that was probably pretty brutal for them. But they might not have realized I could just do that. Okay. Weird. So... I do want to proliferate again. I could play this to do that instead. I kind of want to blow up this arcane signet, like, really bad, but I really want to just have looming counters on my stuff. Seems vastly more important. Return non-land permanent. It perpetually gains, it costs 2 more. Okay. Sag. Alright, could have been worse maybe. Let's put the other counter here? No, the 2... as a 2-2, it's not actually doing anything. I'll just do that. And we swing. I have a lot of life, but that doesn't mean too much right now. Okay. Don't know what that was about. Don't really know why they didn't just kill the hopeful initiate. It is not indestructible. That is strange. What does this do? Choose a non... Okay. So, maybe I should just play this. Because the Great Henge is kind of better than the rest of my hand. And then swing, see what happens. Playing Canker Bloom is kind of the same as just naturalizing something with this. Well, actually, maybe it isn't the same, because I can always draw into something moderately relevant. Okay, I kind of did, but I also kind of didn't. Let's blow up. I'm going to blow this up. I don't want them to discard this ossification, and Najani could be relevant. I also would kind of rather them not know my hand. This is such a weird commander. When you don't have a ninja, it just feels so strange. It's just so weird. Okay, so let's lead with an attack. See what my opponent does. They didn't cast a spell, so... They also didn't swing, so I guess they're blocking. Nope, guess not. I kind of want to just blow up their arcane signet, but I also... Maybe I just don't even care. What is the least relevant card in my hand? Probably Arwen, because I can cast it again later. And this also lets me maybe ossification their commander. But I don't even want to do that, actually. I don't even want to do that. Alright, looks like I... Okay, never mind. Choose one, 8 or more. Okay, that's unfortunate. I mean, they don't get as much value as I do, but that's still pretty good. I can maybe just ossification it. But again, it's not that big of a deal. When I have one, they can kind of just have one. I think that's fine. And at this point, from what I've seen, I'm not really sold that I have to blow up this. Okay, can be incredibly annoying, but I do have an answer to it. Yeah, I have to answer that. Don't really have a choice. I feel like it would have made more sense to swing with both of these, and then you could just hit me with this one, right? Well, I guess you wouldn't scry. Fine. The incremental scrying is just so goofy. It's adorable. Let's do this, actually. And I will put, I think, all the counters on Arwen? Maybe I don't have to. Oh, right, never mind. It's not, like, up to 3 counters. I'm not good at the game. Ignore me. For some reason, I thought I'd just distribute 3. It's just not how it works. So, I think I'll swing just because I can gain 5 life, and that's kind of fine. I think that's fine. My opponent has a free block, but I just gain 5 life, and I feel like that's fairly relevant, so... Because they don't really have a... They can't swing back at me anyways. Oh no! My Johnny. My dreams! My dreams of ultimating that. To the wayside they go. Oh no, my... What is this? Recommission? Fine. Alright. Okay, let's lead with this. Yeah, I can do both if I do that. This discounts by power? I have to play this first. What am I talking about? I just have to play this first. Like, what world do I not draw a card off the tireless tracker? Doesn't make any sense. It means I'm not activating my thing here if I don't draw a land, but, I mean, let's be real. That is fine with me. Alright, so we just gain another 5. Although my opponent could now actually trade infinitely, or trade favorably. But I think that's fine. I think this thing served its purpose. And it also seems like my opponent isn't aware that Hopeful Initiate is not actually indestructible. This is not indestructible. But they keep playing as though it kind of is. I know the square has the same shape as this indestructible counter. Maybe that's why they think it does, but it is not indestructible. Like, they didn't Blood Chief's Thirst it. They didn't Feed the Swarm it. They didn't even bounce it with a bouncer. Okay, I have to get rid of one of these. Probably Tireless Tracker, given the context of my hand and stuff. I think that makes sense. Because I need to sort of naturalize this if they ever actually flip it. With the Hopeful Initiate's ability here. they ever go for that. And I think they can, right? It's 5 mana. Yeah. What are the other parts of this? Oh, excuse me, wrong card. Yeah, alright, so... Also, Avacyn is just absolutely dirty anyways. So they need a counterspell as their last card. And yeah, alright. They haven't shown me one yet. Alright, they don't have one. This game probably just got impossible now for them. Unless they have more bounce effects or something. There's no real merit in ever really killing this Shieldred. Like, it doesn't really matter. They can flip it, but the first step doesn't actually do anything. So I don't really care. Okay, that... Does this attack make sense? Why not? Make my opponent do stuff. I'll keep him honest. Alright, they actually did not block with Shieldred. They could have just had a block there for free. Alright, I'm not convinced I have to smell fear. Because again, if they invest mana in flipping Shieldred, it actually doesn't do anything, as everything in play for me is indestructible. Yeah, it actually just doesn't do anything. Okay. And then I can, I have an onboard answer to this in the form of a Naturalize, so... They're also just dead. Yeah, okay. I was about to say, wait a minute. They're just dead in the air because I have a 9/9 flyer. No one runs Pacify, but it would work. Okay, another hand with, like, kind of the more expensive cards. There's not too many things past 4 mana, and I seem to be drawing a lot of them. But I guess that's fine. This hand is decent enough for me. Yeah, my brain really wants me to play this as a land. I feel like it's gonna die, maybe? Maybe that's my problem. In my brain, like, oh, it's just gonna die. It's terrible, but... I don't know. Oh my goodness, a Manadork. Whatever will I does. Alright, I finally sauced somebody with this card. Love it. This deck does like Ulamog, though, and that gets around my things with text on them, which is really bad. Alright, let's see here. Always a Johnny, always plus. See what happens then. Alright, can you beat my 4/4 Indestructible? Hopefully their payoff isn't Ulamog, which is the big question here. Okay, there's not too many hits on my deck. Okay, that one's not too big of a deal, that's fine. Flipping Atali is actually kind of scary. It is sort of indestructible and sort of massive. Is this end step? End step. Alright, so we proliferate that ultimate Ajani. Life is good. Maybe. Maybe not. Yes! Yes! I did it! I did it! Oh, my favorite emblem of all time. I did it. Alright, this is the pay all your life to win the game deck. Love to see it. I think Mana Confluence, oh boy. I don't have a forest for Utopia Sprawl, looking kind of sus. But this hand is still probably stupid because Llanowar Elves. Do I turn to my commander? Probably, right? Theirs is a 4/2, so it's kind of hard to, like, do anything. Oh, they might have something here. Not much they could have, so it has to be a removal spell, right? Clearly can't really be much of anything else. Okay. Not too big of a deal, though. Okay, fair enough. They're just developing this to maybe pressure my life total in combination with Mana Confluence. Obviously, their hand looking a little weak. I'm going to put the counter on the thing that doesn't attack right now, which feels kind of bad, but... If I can make this creature, just the larger it is, the more pressure I can permanently apply, because it's indestructible, so... I don't think I did, at least. Could be wrong. Could be wrong. Okay, I don't have anything to do but this. Given my mana, I guess I play... Ossification's just annoying for my opponents. Probably just depressing to see that, so... Let's put this counter here. And swing. The less life they have, the less they can play with it, right? The less they have to play with. And I really don't want to just activate this for, like, 2 damage. I just don't want to do that. Maybe it was right, but I didn't do it. Oh, wait, 2? Right? 2? Black rat tokens. What? Was... okay. Not gonna lie, that was just completely not on my radar. Well, my opponent doesn't have anything, so... I mean, this is just 8 damage coming their way, or 9 damage coming their way next turn. Which is pretty good. And I will get rid of your commander. Angrath would be devastating. Actually, no one runs Angrath, but okay. I was about to say, yeah, no one runs Angrath. But if they had it, it would have been really bad. It's been a while since I've had a turn 1 mana dork. And I think the last time it died, too, so... Oh, look at that. Ask and you shall receive. Oh, we're on the play, too. Oh, disgusting. Absolutely gross. Yeah, this is pretty bad. It makes me sacrifice, which is a little annoying. It itself is in fact a... okay. Yeah, we just play this. Can they bear twice right now is the question. If they can, I'm going to regret not swinging, but it's not the complete end of the world. Alright, well they had something annoying. So I have to block their commander, I believe. It's not indestructible. It also doesn't care how much... oh, it doesn't have to be blocked. Wait, why does it not have to be blocked? Why did I not have to block that? I don't understand. Am confused. Am confused. Why did I not have to block their commander? I have no idea. I literally have no idea why I didn't have to do that just now. That is odd. I have no clue. The first temp charge makes it unable to be blocked with higher power. Ah! I have to read? That's what you're saying? I have to actually read cards? Are you crazy? Are you out of your mind? I see. Okay. So... they do... whoa, they swing with Adeline. Why are you doing that? What is happening here? I feel like Adeline was a really good card, and I can just kind of kill it now, right? So I put a counter here, I guess, and then I block like this, because I have to. Fine. I think Incubation Druid's too good to pass up. Okay. So always ring. Always Boromir. Always everything. Or do I leave up... Yeah, Esper Sentinel might not be worth it to cast. Okay, that's kind of fine. And then I sort of have an attack, kind of, sort of, not really. No, I don't really have to swing. Okay, so this could get probably Skycleave Apparition, which would make sense. Lauren. Okay, that was probably a mistake. They really don't care about the ring. They would prefer the Saga. That is crazy to me. Or maybe they just don't have an answer to the One Ring on 4. It's also possible, right? Alright, so I have to tap the Scrap Gorger now. Otherwise it dies to blocking their stuff. And I got nothing else to do with this mana. Let's do it here. And yep. And yep. So at this point, I probably should kill their commander. It also resets Arwen, which gives me indestructible counters later, as Arwen technically doesn't have much going on for it right now. They could also not kill Arwen and just let Boromir die, which is kind of reasonable in my opinion as well. Like, killing Boromir kind of just makes sense. No, they don't. Really? Alright. They do not kill Boromir. Interesting. I had protection that turn too, right? Yeah, I wasn't taking face damage, no matter what happened anyways. Interesting. Interesting. So if I find a board wipe, Boromir's looking really good too, right? Because it just doesn't die. Seems pretty nice. Oh, right, I forgot I had 3 mana here. I forgot I had, like, all the mana in the observable universe. I can't be convinced to use that, so I just won't. So, must be blocked, can't be blocked by creatures with greater power. Okay, so I tap. No matter how I tap, something has to block it. I can't just tap my mana dorks and keep them alive. So I guess I just block with Esper Sentinel, as it seems pretty useless right now. Yeah, we just have to block it with something. I could kind of just triple block and kind of kill it, right? What does that even do? It's not indestructible or anything, right? Oh, I guess I sack everything that would block it, and that feels pretty ugly. Fine. But yeah, Esper Sentinel doesn't feel like it has much going on for it right now, so... And I think I'm going to pull ahead with the One Ring. Yeah, the third part just sacks everything. It's alright, though. Oh no, I should have thinned a land. Oh no, what have I done? Oh hey, never punished, actually. Look at that. I drew probably the best card ever for having not played my land first. Look at that. Alright, so now I don't have to block Frodo anymore, really. In what world do I not do this? I'll proliferate the One Ring, I think. Maybe I shouldn't. Let's not be hasty with that. Alright, give everything another counter. And then die to out of nowhere settle the wreckage, which would pretty add up. It would add up quite a bit given my track record of what people play against me. Do I respect? I mean, it's so stupid to respect settle the wreckage. It just seems too ridiculous. I'm not respecting settle the wreckage. Just because I'm in a scenario where it happens to be a thing. Yeah, I was about to say. I mean, if they have it, you're crazy. You're crazy if you have settled wreckage there. Oh, this hand is so good, except it doesn't have a thing. This hand is so good. Oh, Man, it just doesn't have a mana dork. I probably shouldn't have kept it because of that, but I don't know. This hand just... It wooed me. It wooed me. Yeah. They're on the play with this, so... I probably shouldn't have kept this. I don't know. I couldn't pass it up. I just couldn't pass this up. Couldn't help myself. Play a slow game. Maybe we can do a just like massive creature kind of thing. That's what it's looking like. Just a bunch of big creatures. Completely ignore our opponent. So do I play this before my commander? Feels weird. I don't think so. Don't think so. Is that a magic card? I don't know who that is. Okay. Did they not have a land or no? They did. They did. Turn is kind of ugly. My opponent. Yeah. Okay. Of course. Why wouldn't you have a 1-drop or castable creature there? Why wouldn't you? Of course. Alright, well, I didn't come here not to proliferate, so... Okay, so I play this, and then I... play my land, and then lose the game? I have to swing. I literally have to swing. Because I need the life. Because I can sort of block on the way back too, so... I just have to swing there. Okay. This doubles your mana, right? Yeah. They're willing to trade, so I guess I'm not. Can I afford to? Maybe I can. One of these doesn't die, so I think this makes sense. I don't take any damage. I kill their thing with a 4/4. Alright. This isn't exciting. My thing doesn't have vigilance, which is like the main problem, because I need to play a land to have that be a thing. And leaving up reprieve doesn't really make any sense because my opponent has double mana. So I don't really agree with that. Okay. I get to hit him for a lot of life gain, but again, that doesn't really help me that much here. I feel like I just have to swing, though. Proliferating right now, what does that do? Okay, it kills their commander. Alright, I should have proliferated before I hit them. I should have proliferated first. That is my bad. This is better than nothing, but I don't even think... I think they could still actually just activate it, right? Because they have, like, double mana. I could have maybe even proliferated the One Ring, but that... I don't know. Not quite. I can't be convinced that's a good idea. Can't be convinced. Maybe it was. I don't know. It'd be at 3 right now. That is a 10/10. Okay. 19, 22, 27. Did I just win? Did my opponent just punt this, or am I tripping? My opponent just punted the game. They did not have to do that. Wow. That's crazy.